All right, here we are, another week around the trash fire. Your host with eyes, all with the boy.
John.
Another week, John. Another week. This week, pretty short on news, to be honest.
Yeah.
There was like
hmm
one major thing that happened, but I guess when you gotta get ready for that holiday season, all the
This
big
is true.
news coming.
This is true.
Plus, you got the new books coming out. Admech and Kron's.
Forgot that's this year.
Hmm.
I forgot that's this year, right? Before
As
the end of the year.
as the end of the year, yep.
Wow. All right, there we go.
I mean, LVO is coming up fast too, so I gotta prepare for that. It's a lot of things. But this week, very light on news. But we can talk about the biggest thing that happened, I guess. And that is the death of Games Workshop website. No longer called GW. They've now finally gone to the logical conclusion of Warhammer.com.
Yes.
It's about time, to be
Yeah.
honest. So, with this announcement, you no longer have to go to Games Workshop or Forge World to buy models. Now, they're both located on the same website.
Yeah, that's a big thing where it's no more Forge World. Essentially, Forge World is gone as we know it.
Which is fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
It never really made sense that they separated it. I mean, I get why. In that, it's like two different companies kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But you think advertising the Forge World stuff on the GW website would, benefit it, but they were always separate for some reason. Yeah, there we are. Here we are on the new website, and it's kind of whatever. It's a bit disorganized in my opinion.
The front page, in my opinion, actually looks really pretty. But actually, I just watched the video that you see when you launch the front page, and it's pretty great. I really like it. It shows like the video games, the books, people playing the game. I quite like that, but like trying to buy stuff is kind of annoying. I guess if I know, yeah, okay, yeah, this is kind of annoying. I'm trying to buy like a 30K thing, and it's like, where? Okay,
I'm surprised I don't see the Forge World avatar when I type avatar in here.
they don't sell anymore.
They don't sell it anymore? That's crazy. You think
Let's
they
see.
would?
If I go Warhammer 40K, if I go Xenos, I do Eldari. If I do filter price or 15 plus resin, it is gone. Yeah, it is gone. No more resin avatar.
Yeah, that was always weird to me. What the heck is 15 plus?
That's all the Forge World kits. I think that's what indicates it's like an expert kit, quote unquote. Which, I'll be honest, Forge World kits are not the easiest to work with. So yeah, that kind of checks out. But that's the new way of indicating. So if you see a 15 plus kit, it's a Forge World kit. Undefined. That's strange.
That is weird. It's a weird way to market it. But okay. Yeah, this is the new GW store. It's okay. It's whatever. But now, if you want to have your one-stop shop, here you go. You can finally get everything in one place instead of multiple places. So, I'd say about time, GW. About time. Get all this Eldar stuff out of stock. Magic. But yeah, that's enough about that. We got some old world news. they like to talk about their movement phase. I feel like this is what we're gonna get is the phases coming up as we get more and more piecemealed this expansion or game. So, I mean, if you've never played Fantasy, it's basically big block troops. Formation here, close order. This is your standard formation. The Lance formation, that was strictly Bretonnians. They were the only ones who ever had Lance formation. And skirmishers, are your skinks or basically anything that doesn't have to be a block unit kind of deal. But what I found interesting was they had something else called combat order and marching column. So is this going to be like something you can do on the fly, or
It's unclear. It just says that open order units still fight in ranks are fast. Well, that's different. That's skirmishers, excuse me. Yeah, it's not really clear. I guess it's implied that if you're a marching column, you move faster, but you get fewer people could fight front rank.
okay? Because I'm trying to remember where I read this. I can't find it. There was something where I saw that you could switch between, and that was it was an interesting concept of you being able to do that, because I was like, I don't know if anyone wants to reconfigure their bases. That seems kind of clunky to do something like that. Maybe I misread it, seeing how I can't find it. But yeah, we got the different formations. They have the declare charge, where they now have well, you could always do this, which was always one of the good things about fantasy. So you can hold your ground, you could run, you can stand and shoot, and the whole thing of if you fail charge, you still move.
Flea is new. Well, I think Flea is new. Was there Flea before?
There was fleet before, yeah.
Okay, I played Vampire, so can't really
I
flee.
played Tomb King, so we didn't have that option.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could flee.
there you go.
There's always the caveat, right? If you flee and they catch up to you in the charge, you are automatically destroyed.
Yes. Charge is different now. That's interesting how it's 2d6 pick the highest and add your movement. I actually like that you add your movement. I think completely random charges is weird because it just it's like it's especially because it's a combat game, so you maneuver, you get a good charge setup, and you roll a 1, and it's like I mean, it's still random. At least you get to pick the highest, so you're only really screwed if you roll like below a 3 on both dice or something. And of course, there's other special rules, like they talk about Bretonnian Knights having Swift Stride, which adds another d6 to the charge. We go back to universal special rules.
Yeah. Gotta keep the game complicated. That's what the fans want.
Of course.
But yeah, so they're bringing this step back, which was always good. I liked. And then, of course, the thing that I hated the most, the wheeling mechanic. I always hated the wheeling mechanic. Because you always had to get it that precise way. And if you could do it right, you could make your huge block, even though you were in front of the guys that you were charging. You can make it to where you just hit the tip of their ranks, and then your whole army flanks them. And it's like I hated this mechanic.
That's fair.
Granted, a lot of the people I played with, were really good at the game. I was really bad at the game, but we got this mechanic. the wheeling is back. You always gotta, that's what the movement trays were always good for.
Yep. You got to be really precise because it's not like you get a certain amount of wheels. It depends on your movement. So you get a quarter of your movement for each 90 degrees you wheel.
Yep, yep.
You can move backwards and sideways as well.
There was something on the on the charging that I noticed, which I can't remember if it was a rule back in old fantasy, but you had to have line of sight of your target to charge. Was
I
that
think
always
that
a
was in
rule?
old fantasy. Yeah, you needed line of sight to charge.
I really don't remember that ever being a rule.
Mm.
But then again, old fantasy never really had a LOS terrain.
Yeah, it didn't really come up on like 40K where there's big buildings everywhere, and in 30K as well, and in
because
AOS.
it being a block regimental game, you have a lot of models. You don't want to be traversing through a bunch of terrain in the
Right.
middle of the battlefield. So I mean, at least the people I played with, it was always player placed terrain. You'd have the hills in the back, maybe a forest, two forests somewhere in the middle, and that would be it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just didn't remember if line of sight was something that you needed. But if it was always there, then okay, that's good. That's one way to deny a charge. Anything else? Let's see. And then obviously they got the compulsory movement, stupidity test, random movement, blah blah blah. That's all the same. And then next week, they're gonna talk about the charging. So I guess every Monday now will be new world, old world news, rules or whatever. I would assume, since this came out Monday, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Today.
today Monday. So I'll get new model Monday. We'll get old world Monday as well. But yeah, I think it's time to talk about some models here. Sunday preview, we're gonna just blow right through this because we already talked about this. Get the red Gobbo model if you want to grab that. Up to you. Grab that. Uh, Literally they're just showing off the boxes. So, World Eaters.
Getting that one.
You might as well get it. I was talking with Travis, and I guess the 8-bound are like super good right now. And yeah, you cannot buy any 8-bound anywhere.
Are they sold out?
They're sold out everywhere.
Mm.
So, and if you do buy it from like, let's say like Amazon or whatever, they're charging like 70 or 80 bucks for this stuff on Amazon and eBay. So yeah, crazy how expensive 3 models are right now.
Yeah.
So just for the Exalted, or not Exalted, the 8-bound, it's already worth your money. Not that Angron isn't already a good selling point for this. Like getting 6 Exalted ones, or 8-bound. I don't know why I keep calling them Exalted ones. 8-bound, that's the way. That's the best box to get right now. I know prices were just dropped. Do you happen to have those prices
For which ones?
for the box sets that are coming out?
I believe they're 230.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Are they all 230 though?
They're all 230.
Damn, pretty good deal then.
Pretty good deal.
Considering Angron is already half the box.
Yeah.
And given what I just told you about the 8-bound, you're already saving a lot of money. So that one's coming out. Tyranids coming out, whatever. The bad Space Marine one, unless you really want some jump pack Marines. The orcs look good. The beast snagas, really good. Uh, Squats are whatever. If you want to grab some heavy armored squats, that's up to you. If you want to add to your force, I don't think this one's a good box, but up to you. The Imperial Guard is whatever. If you really want 2 Rogel Dorn tanks, go right ahead. Age of Sigmar, Vampire counts. Pretty good. I mean, awesome. Everything's an awesome looking model here. The Slaves of Darkness, another good set of models. I think as we said last week on the last podcast, all the AOS boxes are good. They look good. They look good at least. We haven't really played the game in a long time, so I couldn't really tell you how good the units are, but everything looks good for AOS. Black Library, we got Storm of Iron.
Classic Space Marine novel. Would recommend if you haven't read it yet.
Good old Graham McNeil. The Leviathan book coming out. Soft cover. There's an audio of this, right? Or no?
There it is, yeah.
I'll pick up the audiobook. I'll let everyone know what it's like. Some old books going to audio. Classic Dark Elf book and a Ragnar's Claw. Here's the Christmas gifts. Get some Warhammer themed cards, wrapping paper, ornaments, the 2024 calendar, which I might pick up. I like a good calendar. Some advent calendars if you want to grab that. More ornaments. Getting ready for that Christmas season. I mean, it's only less than a month away. And then, of course, Warhammer Plus. We're getting Lore Master on the first Relector, on a dragon now, and how to paint his dragon. I believe that is it. So, it was pretty much everything we saw last week, which was just the boxes. So, if you want to pick them up, pick up your Christmas gift for you, your friend. Now's the time. Moving on, we got messed that up. Got 30K. We got the new not the new tank. We're gonna look at some the Stormhammer, along with the Lehman Russ, some
So
more
weird
guards.
That they have these articles up and the game's not out. Like, come on, guys. And of course, in the bottom it says coming soon.
Well, of course it's coming soon. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, soon TM.
Christmas is right there.
Gosh.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be announced on Thanksgiving. It's gonna be announced on Thanksgiving, guaranteed.
Now
You're
we're
gonna
gonna
be
get flesh eaters announced on Thanksgiving.
you're gonna say you can get all these miniature armies of the Horus Heresy this Christmas.
Gosh.
3-week pre-order bonus.
Gosh. One day it'll come out. Hopefully not soon.
Oh, it's right around the corner, John. Don't
Need
you
to
worry.
rebuild the hype.
Right around the corner, John. Don't you worry.
Oh gosh.
But yes, so more and more units are being shown off. No release date. Nothing else. But I did mention earlier that Necrons and AdMech were getting something, their books, this year. They're also getting a combat patrol. So, with the AdMech first, they get in their horses, their gliders, standard unit of Skitarii, and the guy from Kill Team, which I can't remember his name. He's coming out, so you're getting this little box here, which I mean, it's not bad. It's a nice variety.
I from I actually like this for the model variety. You're right because you got the flying thing, you got the horses, you got the HQ classic looking tech priest. To be honest, even though he's like a newer one, and then you got some Skitari infantry, right? But man, Mechanicum are so bad for point to dollar ratio. I was reading somewhere currently this box is like 200 points or something, or 250 points. Most combat patrols are like 500.
Yeah, well, I mean, Skitari is like that faction that GW doesn't really know too much to do to don't know how to really handle
Yeah,
because they're supposed to be like this elite army, but then they're very hordy army,
yeah,
so they kind of fulfill the same role as IG, but they got all the other you got all the other cool weapons that IG doesn't have access to. But I mean, like I said, aesthetically it looks good
oh
because
yeah,
usually every Skitari combat patrol always has Belius Call as the HQ model. So I mean, I know this guy. This guy was from a kill team. That's all I really remember from him. But he actually wasn't that bad of a model back in ninth edition. I want to say he had some pretty cool abilities. I don't know what he has in 10th edition, but if he even is a special character still. But that's that. And then we get some enhancements, blah blah blah. We got the Necrons, which I'm a little disappointed in. I'm not gonna lie. I think they could have done a little more with this than the generic warrior, the tripod, the overlord scarabs, and the uh blanking on the name here. Scorpack destroyers, I think is what they're called. I know right now, I mean granted, you know, they're getting a new book, so all this stuff could be really good. But I know right now, like Lich Guard are killing it right now. If you put the right combination in there, so I think I'd rather seen that than Scorpack Destroyers. The Overlord he's whatever. He's a cool model. The tripod, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use a tripod. Have you ever seen anyone use a tripod?
I have.
Have you?
Yeah,
Huh.
it's a couple Necron players. At Geeky Tees when I play like Legion or 30K. I see them with their tripods once in a while.
Interesting. Yeah, because I never seen the model. I remember
Mhm.
it wasn't that good at launch, but I'm a little like I said, I'm a little disappointed in the Necron box. I would have wanted more.
It's interesting because it's the starter set stuff from a few years ago, 3 years ago,
Yeah, it's literally
or yeah, it's Indominus. Well, some of
Dominus.
Indominus, not even all of Indominus. But I mean, there they are. If you don't have any Necrons at all, this is a good place to start. But if you play Necrons, you probably have all this. I guess if you want more, it doesn't hurt. But this is definitely. I just don't see like the deal firing up in my brain because this was starter set models when they were once upon a time incredibly cheap.
Yeah, I would have replaced the Scorpic with some Lich Guard, to be honest. I think that would have been better, seeing how they're the hot commodity. But the theory always is that GW puts stuff in these boxes that don't sell well. So, I would rate this one low. Uh, 10
And
scale, I would say. I rate it a 5. You know,
unless the code when their codex comes out and these guys are super strong, so
which
maybe
I
it'll
mean,
change.
it could be. I could
Yeah, it's
definitely
weird,
eat
right?
my own words. But in terms of what models I would want, it's a 5. It's average. It's not offensive. You know, all these are good. I'd say probably the triped's a little weird. Maybe you could have put a destroyer in there instead, but whatever. It's a 5. You can buy it. Doesn't hurt to have more Scorpex. Doesn't hurt to have more warriors. And maybe the tripods will be OP when their book comes out. I don't know. But I'd rate this one a 5. Skitari, I'd rate I don't know. I give it like a 7. A 6. 6 would probably be more accurate, but I'd give it a 7.
I just hope they increase their points in the new rules because being a 250 point battle force is. Ugh.
I'm sure they're gonna do something.
I hope so.
They have to do something. But that is that in terms of the box sets here. Last thing we got to talk about, like I said, very short news week. New model Monday. And we got this beautiful looking model here. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to pack because it's on a giant rock, tombstone, with giant wings.
Magnets for the win.
Yeah, if you're good at little magnets, that's the best way to go. But yeah, this is a cool looking model.
I like how in some angles the wings look like arms or claws. Yeah, it looks great. It's the classic flesh eater design, except more savage with wings and not just another Ghoul King. That we have like a billion Ghoul King variants, so I like how this is very different with the profile, the giant wings, and the tactical rock thingy.
Tactical stone, yeah. Of course,
Yeah,
you
this is
gotta
great.
have it.
And this just pushes the rumor theory that flesh eaters are getting a release, so I am all for it.
Well, I mean, we looked at what 2 weeks ago. I had to pull up our messages here. 15th, so almost a month ago. We looked at the those new ghouls with weapons. So
Yeah, that's right.
the
Elite.
halberds. So it's coming.
It's coming.
Maybe they'll be the Christmas army of AOS.
That would be cool.
It'd be interesting to see. But yeah. That is that. Like I said, very short articles this week. Not much. I assume they've got something big planned. Maybe they were too busy building the website.
Yeah.
Put their models on hold. But I think ready for the hobby rants. Anything you want to talk about?
For hobby rants or for news?
For hobby rants.
Oh yeah, I played in a Star Wars Legion tournament yesterday. Standard 800 points. I got third place. Pretty happy with my performance. Played Blizzard Force, quad bikes, Vader, stormtroopers, no troopers. Yeah, I mean quad bikes is pretty good, honestly. I just need to learn how to play them more because they're very different from other units. Where other units you want to engage quickly, as fast as possible. Start blasting them with your guns. But for bikes, it really pays to hold them and then wait until it's the right moment to strike. And yeah, it was a fun time. Got myself a box of Death Troopers as a prize.
Is a dewback any good?
No, Dewback is actually, you know what? It's hard to say because Legion is a game where like you could, if you're good enough and you practice enough, you can make any unit work well. Like there was a store world championship ticket qualifier event recently in the OC, and one of my buddies got second place with a triple ATRT clone list, and ATRTs are like one of the worst units in the game. So if you like dewbacks and you want to make them work, especially with like Vader and Royal Guard, like you could make them work.
Hmm. Well, I just have one. I have one do back. I've yet to use it. I
Oh
think.
yeah, you should try it. It's a fun unit.
I would love to use it. I'd love to use that. I'd love to use my Palpatine.
Oh, no, the Palpatine and the dewbacks are great. It's gonna close in and blast people.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just need Palpatine to go down a few hundred points,
Yeah.
Oh, anything else?
Yes, working on some battle tech and some cities of Sigmar. Man, the freaking shields and so much trim on these cities models is kind of annoying. But I mean,
I know
like
how much you
painting
like
them.
your trim.
Yeah, painting the model is fun, and then it's like, oh, I gotta paint trim. Like, dang it, and you gotta do all of this freaking trim now. I mean, they're really good models. I just wish the shields weren't as fancy because they're shields for like regular dudes and dudettes. But
Yeah, but they're shields of the cities of Sigmar.
oh my gosh, it's like why is it so fancy?
Because your average Joe has to be their own hero
I
in
guess
a
so.
world full of monsters and gods.
I guess so. I guess everyone's got to be a fancy hero with their fancy shields.
You gotta
But
represent their
yeah,
household.
yeah, just trying to work on that. Trying to build some 30K Dark Angels for next year, but that's a more future project. It's kind of why I want Epic to be coming in later, so just so I could like work on all this other stuff and not worry about Epic.
Yeah, but Epic will be done in like an hour. How you paint.
But still, it's like it's the
You
you
buy
know
it.
I-
I think the part that's gonna take the longest for you is just to build it.
that's true. I'm so spoiled with these BattleTech models. You have to build them. There's like, oh, they're pre-built. Just gotta paint them. Buy them in paint, ready to go.
Yeah, I'll have to pull out my two player box set that I got a long time ago,
There you go.
and I'll have to just paint that up.
They're so easy too, because they're just robots.
Yeah, my friend who's big into BattleTech and does the BattleTech tournament at LVL, he's just like, yeah, just paint them up like whatever you want and just say whatever clan. You're just part of a clan. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, 'cause- yeah. There's no faction rules, and like, there's also like no standardized paint schemes for factions. Like, there's a website which has like the color schemes for factions, and of course, a faction has like a billion color schemes. Because the factions are big, they're like galaxy spanning. It's kind of like there's no standard Imperium color scheme or standard Eldar scheme. There's all these different schemes for the factions, so there's something for everyone.
Yeah, it's nice.
And you can always make your own mercenary group if you want to invent your color scheme. Not that again, like most factions, you could probably can do that anyway. But yeah, so yeah, it's just doing that. What about you? How's the
Well,
hobby going?
I finally posted to Instagram. It's been I don't know how long it's been, but finally showed off those 500 points of Night Hunt that I
Ooh.
for our event that we're doing. So proud to get that done. Showing them all here in case you don't follow me on Instagram or whatever. So that project's done. Now you said we are going to be doing another 500 points. So I've been slowly
Mhm.
working on that 500. Figured
Okay.
I'd get that done. Uh, go ahead and post this here. Basically, I've got for the next 500, it'll be 10 Reapers. The what's it called? The Banshees.
Murmured Banshees.
More Banshees. Yep. And the Briar Queen, I believe was what
Ooh.
she's called.
Yes, the Briar Queen from Underworlds.
Yeah, because I'm like, she's 260 points for her and her crew. I'm like, yeah, this works.
That's a lot of points for a small crew.
For a crew that's not even that good. Yeah. It's pretty much a work in progress here. The only model I had painted was the Briar Queen, and as you can see, not done yet. Could still use
Almost
some more
done.
work. Let me go ahead and show that to the people. But yeah, that's my next 500 points there. So we're slowly working on it. Model a day kind of deal. So seven more Reapers, 4 more Banshees, and the rest of the Briar Queen squad. And yeah, that'll be we have 1,000 points ready, which thank God. Feels good to finally get the night hunt out of the
Heck
way.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing hobby wise, gaming wise. What did I do? I did some 40K. I'm gonna have to start getting down and doing 2K games. Start nailing down the rules and strategy for my army if I'm gonna take the LVO any serious, since time's a ticking.
It is coming up.
And my game days are numbered, so I don't have much time. Speaking of which, I gotta finish painting some of my Eldari army, because there are some additions that I haven't painted up yet, such as some good old warp spiders. So get them all nice and painted. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on. Is just our little 500 AOS month thing. And I mean, as the holiday seasons come up, now friends get busier, so it's gonna be a little harder to get some games in during these next 2 months. So I'll have to probably resort to some tabletop sim and get some gaming done on there, even though I do not like tabletop sim for gaming purposes, but it gets the job done.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Other than that, yeah, not too much. Still waiting. We got, is it, it's next month, right? Is Rogue Trader, or is it November?
I
The
think it's
the
next
PC game.
month. Oh, actually, I'm not sure. Um, I know the AOS one is next month, but I'm not sure about Rogue Trader.
Let me just pull it up here on the
Yeah.
Steam page here. Warhammer Rogue Trader, December 7th.
Oh, there you go. Still have some time.
So I think Ruins, oops,
Realms of Ruin.
Realms of Ruin, I think is this month.
Is it? Oh, I got it backwards then.
You and me both. It's spelled right here. Realms of Ruin, yeah, November 17th. So
Oh, it's soon.
10 days after this video comes
10
out.
days.
So action-packed video games coming out this next 2 months for AOS. I mean, not AOS, for Warhammer. So I'll probably skip Realms of Ruin. I'll have to look at some videos before I commit to buying that. But
For sure.
the Rogue
I'll
Trader
probably get it on.
one is
I'll
definitely a
probably get it
buy.
on console because it's. I heard that it's a really good console port, so I'll probably get it for PlayStation.
An RTS on a console.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Hopefully it works out.
But yeah, that's coming out, and surprisingly, I mean, granted, winter does go through next year, but we have not heard anything of Space Marine 2.
Yeah. Besides a quote
Besides,
unquote winter release date.
oh yeah, winter release date. So, uh, Warhammer Bros. It don't look good. It looks like we'll be waiting till 2024 to play Space Marine 2, which I'm okay with.
Yeah. Same.
I've got 20 20 games in my backlog that I still need to finish and slash play. So it's a problem with too many hobbies. So much shit to do. But other than that, fortunately I'll be working this week, so no tabletop gaming for me this week. So I don't really have anything else to talk about. You have anything you want to add?
I think that's kind of it.
All right then. Well, I'd like to thank everyone who made it to the end. And you know what? We'll see you next time.
Night, everyone.